Mothman. In all over the world, there's a lot of type of people living. There's African, there's European, American, Asian. There's a lot of type of peoples living there. Yes, this is just where they are living in. Europeans have the white skin, American and Asians have the yellow skin, Africans have a black skin. Yes, all of us have the extremely difference of our country. But all over the world we are living in, every peoples have their different changes. But of course there are one legend that you don't know. Maybe you know, but maybe you don't know. Yes, in west of Africa, a strange story happened, which is be part of what they are talking about with, in all over the situation of where people is living in. Of course, what they are doing is not really the truth. And now the 1 minute and 25 seconds is not the usually meaning when I'm talking about. Yes, the Mothman. Of course, when you see the name, you should know that's why this called the Mothman. Yes, it's like the butterfly man. But why? Why is called it? Yes, like any other strange stories I have told you before. This is not out of what I am talking about. A strange story happened in the west of Africa this time. What is that? Yes, the Mothman appeared in the usually it's just Sunni. Yeah, in the 19th century. Yeah, in the last 19th centuries, near our yes, really near our centuries. Now we are in 21st centuries, right? Yes, it's in the last of 19th centuries. There are strange stories which is appear, and now of all of the people living, it's not really afraid, but cause a lot of talking about, and it's still famous from this day to now. This Mothman do not take dangerous things or cause damage to the people or the what we are living in. Yes, it's just a strange type of people. But maybe it's not humanity. Maybe it's alien, or maybe it's type of animals. We didn't know. We just know that it really looks like the human, yes. But it's have the wings. Yes, and it's called, when the legends is all of the Africa this time, called the Mothman. The Mothman living in the West Africa. These stories been happening for a long time until now, but still do not thrilled or do not making anyone afraid, but make a lot of people curious. Yes, become curious. And of course you are curious now, so I should tell you what's happening in this day. Yes, the Mothman appeared in the last of 19th centuries. One day, when there's a family which is traveling by car, is they are passing a big forest. Yes, which has big things, a lot of trees around. Suddenly, they looked up. Not very fast. They are just driving for about 40 miles per hour. Just 40 miles per hour. Yes, and they look up. Now, guess, what are they looking for? Yes, when they're looking up the sky, there's one strange thing walk along there before they are walking on. Of course, blanket is not blanket. Air conditioner is not air conditioner. Light is not light. Clock is not clock. And this time This time, what they are looking for is not what they are looking for. Now, just for kidding. Now, look at that. They are looking up the sky, which is there's a big things. It's not really tall, but it's like follow the car which they are driving. Yes, it is like a big bird, a huge bird, but not. When it falls down and it be stolen up and it be falling down, they are looking carefully. Oh my goodness. Of course, maybe these are animals, but maybe not. This is a strange things, really strange. Years before, they go to the police and they ask for things. They take a camera of it, but it's not really clearly, and they showed up to them. Before, they went to find it, but it's disappeared. This is called the TNT place. I don't want to say that place here and now, but it's called TNT, okay? Okay, so what they say to the police is, this is, at first, in my imagine, that's a huge type of bird. Yes, but when it's falling down, I just really amazing face. I really surprised. This is not an animal anymore. This is humanity. Yes, this is a person. It has the face of human, and the legs, the hands, and all everything of the human, with a lot of hair and very much mustache. Yes, and his eyes are really bright, with red and bright eyes and really big nose. These really look like a human, besides the red eyes. The red eyes is which are really bright, like the big light of the day. The way you are talking in is not. When you are doing down the finishes, you crushed in the wall, like me, just crushed in the wall when my parents called me. What is happening? It's hurt my bone. Okay, don't care about that. I usually say crazy things when I don't want to talk. But this is late, It's really. These Mothman look really big. Why they call Mothman? They taking not a picture, videos, and saw it. It really look like, it's not very clearly, but it's really look like a humanity, with bright and red eyes. Yes, and the strange things is, besides, these has their wings. Wings, a really big wings. There's about 3 to 4 meters, and which can fly more than 50 miles per hour. Because this day, when the birds chase them, they look really strange, and this time they are going with the speed of 40 miles per hour. So they guess that this bird can fly more than 50 miles per hour. Yes. But one thing strange more, that it can fly, not by wings. The wings do not usually collapse. The wings just show up and be big four, just like the airplane, and it's not swap. Now look, the strange things. Of course, all of the stories happen do not cause any damage or do not kill anyone. Maybe it's just a type of animal which is no one knows, or which is just like X-Men. Yeah, X-Men. It's not like normal people. It has some new effects or strange effects that it can look like another way. But however, just have the face of human. But that's why they are talking about is the Mothman. The Mothman usually do not cause damage to the people around. It's just flying up the sky a lot of years. It's flying in a lot of way. A lot of way which is a lot of people can see. In another stories is one someday there's a big a really big house in the countryside, which is there's a man. His wife is dead living in. He has a dog. This day, when he's watching the television, and of course, this always like normal. But suddenly, the lights went off. All of the electricities went off. No one knows why. Yes, of course, there's a lot of people know, but you know, don't believe me when I say no one knows. That's just my big one to say. This is really good words. Okay, so don't care about what I'm talking about. It's just the electricity went off, and the televisions, of course, off rightly. So he went out of his garden. He went out of his garden, and no, not really garden, to the window, window in front of the garden. No, window behind the garden of his house, and he's looked at the sky. Nothing's happened. But some minutes later, there's a big shadow, very fast, fly from the sky and down there, and swoosh! There's a big noise just near him, and he saw a big type of animals. No, a man, which is really strange, have red bright eyes, very bright eyes, which is tall for about 2 meters and have big wings, and it's covered their face so he can't see. He's really surprised and he's afraid a little. His dog barked a lot and just looking somewhere. When he closed the window and closed and locked all the door because of afraid, he opened after. Yes, the Mothman had disappeared. But the camera of his house is taking all. Yes, but it's not really clearly true. All of the legend thing is not clearly. They just can see a man which is tall and have all of the wings cover all of his body, so we can just see the legs and the face and red bright eye. Of course, the eyes of these Mothman is really special. These eyes is red, really bright eyes, really bright, look like the light of the big ship over the ocean. The what you are looking for is the eyes. These strange stories happens, but cause no damage, and people just come here and see a big footprint. But it's not the footprint of human. It's the footprint of when they're showing up. It's the footprint of like an elephant. Elephant? No, of course not. It just looks like the elephant, but maybe it's not. These people is looking for more than 2 meters, not very fat. They thin and have bright eyes, of course, and big face. His face is special too. Really a big nose, and which is his mouth is small. But he can shout it. Yes, it's just change things. The stories that show that he can shout it. This happens in the west of Virginia. This time, there's a woman walking on the street, but suddenly, nothing's happened, and suddenly, there's a things that no one know why. Of course, it's like a wind, and it falls down. There's a big wind that falls down all a tree. Yes, a tree falls down because of a really big wings. This tree is small, so it falls down. It's really normal when this wings is really powerful. Of course, this wings is not by the weather. These wings is just appeared by, you know, the Mothman wings. The Mothman's wings. Why do I tell you that? That's truth. This woman look up the sky and see the big man with really red bright eyes looking up her like a laser, and his eye and her eyes is really hurt. Yes, it's like a laser. Yeah, laser. You know that? Of course, the laser gun, and that's really dangerous. So she looked down, and she just can saw that these wings swap very very powerful, and the cheese yes falls down. Why? No one knows. But then, when the division of this, they know why it uses wings to swap. There is a big snake on the cheese. The snake, yes, the snake want to eat the Mothman. Why? Yes, when the Mothman used to taking the cheese and eating there, and he was all of the powerful pushing the cheese down because the snake is there. Maybe the Mothman is a man and really intelligent, but just X-Man and don't have the normal gen like normal people. His gen is different, so he can fly. He has wings and a lot of things like that. And he has the really powerful. His wings cause the damage. We can fall all of the cheese with the snake in it. The snake is really dangerous too, but the Mothman is not. The fighting out of this Mothman, which do not cause damage, make all of the journalists and all of the people want to see new things, is very need some news to talking on. They are talking that this maybe a really intelligent type of man is looking for ducking up, or maybe an X-Man, like this in the films of X-Men, which is Professor X or Magneto or something like that. These men have wings and can fly really fast like a bird, but no one knows the truth is. You just can see this man is really powerful, have wings, tall, and power, and of course, maybe he can be human, but he maybe can't. Maybe he's alien, or maybe he's a new animal that no one knows. But there's one thing that we are sure, that this man is stronger than the best and the strongest people in the world, which can pushing down the big G just by wings. Okay, so maybe he can be alien, maybe he can be X-Man, or maybe he can be just a normal people, but used to use wings, but we don't know why. Let's change our face to Mothman and Normal Man, which is telling us how to choose. Maybe the Mothman just can like Jinx, or maybe Ari, yes, Ari or Miss Fortune, yes. But these things, it's not all make sense. The things make sense that you have to care and pay attention it. The really important things. You have to look first. Look at the things of the Mothman. Really important. The wings and the powerful. That's how.